Lo, the table doth returneth. Hey guys and girls, and welcome to a brand new series of pickup videos. It's been quite a while since the last pickup video. I think the last one was June 2021. I think that was around about the last time, give or take a month or two. And as you can imagine, I have picked up quite a lot since then. I've got stuff either from online, retro shops, retro events, that kind of thing. You guys get the idea. And for the next like 2 or 3 videos or so, I'm just gonna like spread out what I've bought over the last year and a half. And for this video, I'm not entirely sure where I got them from, so I'm not going to be like, I got this from this convention, I got this from this shop, apart from one thing maybe, who knows. So yeah, I'm just going to present them as is, so let's not dilly-dally about, let's get started. First off, we got ourselves a trio of Game Boy games, because I saw, actually I think I got these, if I remember rightly, from the London Gaming Market. First one is WWF Superstars. Yes, I do believe I got this from the London Gaming Market. This was £6, and yeah, this is something that I had during my childhood, and I firmly enjoyed it. I never did play WWF Superstars 2, but you know what? That's absolutely fine. I don't think I'm missing out on much anyway. And this is one of the LJN WWF games. But if I remember rightly, I think Superstars was developed by Rare, so that's probably why it isn't too bad. Right, next up, this is Boxall. It's one of those box moving puzzles where you got to get the boxes in the right place, usually indicated by dots on the screen, obviously. And again, this was another game that I played as a child when I had my first Game Boy, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it, to be fair. So quite happy to get that back again. And this was also £5. Not that WWF Superstars was £5 anyway, but this was £5, which I think is a fair price for a loose Game Boy cartridge. I'm not too concerned about getting Game Boy cartridges, in their case, manual CIB, as long as they're intact. And to be fair, I don't think I'm even too bothered about the actual plastic case, because you can get replacement Game Boy cartridge cases for 10 a penny anyway. Right, this next one, I can't remember if I've shown this already, but I'll show it off anyway, just for the sake of completion, and that is Super Mario Land 2. This, according to the receipt that I've got in here, this I got from CEX, and it cost me, it was £6. So yeah, Game Boy games are actually quite reasonably priced, to be fair. And even for a loose Mario cartridge, I'm surprised this is as cheap as it is. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. Right, next up, let's see, we've got ourselves 5 Sega Saturn games. I hope I haven't shown any of these off, but knowing my luck, I probably have. If I remember rightly, I got these, I think I got them both from either the Birmingham Gaming Market and Play Expo, I think. Like I said, I can't remember exactly which ones I got from where, but alright, this first one is the Conbini 2, convenience store simulation game. Now, I have been looking at, I was looking at the first Conbini game on eBay. I had it on my watch list for like the longest time, and then I saw that they had number 2 out, and I was like, there's a second Conbini? And I'm like, right, I'm getting it. As you guys could probably imagine, if you look at the back of the case here, it's quite heavy as far as Japanese text is concerned, so naturally I'm going to have to whip out the old translator and get that on the go, just so I can understand the basics of the game, because my basic Japanese is starting to fail me now, because I'm forgetting quite a lot. But it's fine, I can probably bulldoze through it. Right, next up is Vampire Hunter Darkstalker's Revenge. I never actually played like the Darkstalkers series, so I'm actually quite looking forward to actually getting into this. I think I may have played them like a handful of times whenever I saw an arcade machine, but other than that, never really got too into it. You know, it wasn't because I don't like the look of this game. I just I think I was just more of a Street Fighter player at the time, which is, it's understandable, I think you can agree. Right, next up, technically didn't need this game, but you know, when has that ever stopped me? Christmas Nights. I did show this off the European version many years ago, and I always had my eye on the Japanese version. I think it was on Play Asia actually that I was looking at this, and I think they only had it for a $5. I don't think it's available from Play Asia anymore. But to be fair, you know, I got this for a slightly more expensive price. Yeah, I got it for £8, which is a little bit more, but you know something. I know what Christmas Nights is like. I know how Nights plays, and so I'm not really going to complain about that. As is always the case with Japanese manuals, it's really nice. And for a demo disc, you know, £8 might be a bit much, but you know something, it could be a hell of a lot worse. Right, next up is Puzzle and Action. I'm going to hilariously attempt to read the katakana that's on the front there. Sando Aru. Okay. So it's it's part of the this puzzle series, where it's like mini games and you got to get like the objective quite quickly. One of them is on the Mega Drive Mini, at the very least the Japanese Mega Drive Mini. I can't remember if it's on the European Mega Drive Mini off the top of my head, but you know something? Oh no, you can buy a version of this, not this one in particular, on the Switch. Ichidan R, if I remember rightly. So yeah, this is pretty much part of the same series. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I do enjoy like micro games, sort of like the WarioWare series, really. Right, next up, this is a game that needs no introduction. Dead or Alive. I've always been after the Saturn version for quite some time because it's pretty similar as far as presentation is concerned to the arcade version. Now, I don't really need this because I have the PlayStation version, which I've had since it came out. And I've also got Dead or Alive Ultimate on the original Xbox, but I was kind of after this for a while, but then I saw this nice little slipcase version, which is really cool, and it comes with like a little art book and a nice picture disc. That wasn't the reason I bought it. I think I got this from Console Passion actually, I'm not entirely sure. Did I keep the... I don't think I kept the price ticket, no. I think I got this from Console Passion, so the way that they seal their games up, I wouldn't have been able to look inside anyway. But I don't recall this actually being that expensive, to be fair. I saw just like the ordinary version, and this was just like a few quid more, and I was like, you know something? I'm a fan of slipcases. It's slightly sun-faded, but you know something? I can deal with that. That's actually not bad. Right, next up we have a single 3DS game, Sonic Lost World. Coming up next, we have a Wii U game. This is not well. I don't mind looking out for Wii U games. To say that I've been after, you know, such and such Wii U game is a slight lie, and that is Yoshi's Woolly World. I'm not gonna lie, I rather like the Yoshi games, and I think they're actually pretty cool. Got the Poochie amiibo as well, and I've got the big Yoshi giant amiibo, and I think I do have the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's the one. The ordinary Yoshi amiibo as well, the little woolen one. I'm pretty certain I do. I know I had the Poochie one, and I've got the Godzilla. Yoshi. The Yoshizilla. Yoshi, actually what would it be? It'd be Yoshijira. Or words to that effect anyway. Anyway, enough rambling. Next up, GameCube game. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. I'd been playing like the Insane trilogy, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot, to be fair. It is quite a faithful remake of the original PS1 trilogy. And I saw this game, can't remember how much it was, like, whoa! The receipt just falls out like that. Yeah, it was £15, which seems to be fair game for GameCube titles at the moment. So it's not too much of a bad price. I mean, for GameCube games, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But you know something? I've been playing. I played a handful of this, and actually, I don't think it's that bad. I think it plays rather well. Mind you, I'm not too far into it yet, so you never know. Right, next up, I'm kind of hoping I haven't shown this off already. This is sort of like, this is the danger of doing like a pickup video a year and a half after your last one. You got kind of like, you got to remember what you've shown off or not. I've gone back on those videos to make sure that I don't double show, shall we say. And this one is Super Mario Maker 2. I rather like Super Mario Maker. I got yeah, the cartridge is right there. But I haven't played it in such a long time though, so I must go back on that at some point. I think the only downside is it's not as intuitive as the Wii U original, especially as far as like using the touchscreen is concerned, which I think is, if I remember rightly, it's pretty much non-existent in Mario Maker 2. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty certain that if the touchscreen is used at all, it's quite limited. In fact, I don't remember being able to use the touchscreen at all. Because that was one of the best things about the Wii U version. You could just go bloop, bloop, making those exact noises as well. Right, next up, another Switch game. Starlink, featuring Star Fox. Now, I was originally not going to get this because, as you can see on the top, internet connection required to download the rest of the game. I think it's the Star Fox portion of the game. But I did get the full version. As you can see, we've got the R-Wing here as well. Trying to bust my TV while I'm doing that. But yeah, I was originally not going to bother because you got to download most of it, but I did upgrade my Switch to have a much bigger memory card. So you know what? I thought, what the hell? This wasn't even that expensive anyway. Starlink is not expensive at all. The starter pack, you can easily find it for a £5 in like any given toy store. So just like Starlink on the PS4, which I showed a couple of videos ago. I think it was either the last video. No, it would have been the last video because that was the London Gaming Market video. So it would have been the video before that, or even the video before that, I don't know. But yeah, much like Starlink for the PS4 that I showed off, yeah, I actually really enjoy this. I'm actually treating this as a Star Fox game, so, because let's be honest, the Switch ain't getting one. Right, next up, a couple of PS4 games. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Now, I was going to get the New Order first, because I think as far as development and release is concerned, that game did come first. But I thought to myself, let's play it in sort of like story chronological order. You can see on the back here, before the New Order, there was Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. So yeah, I thought I'd just I'd give it a go. I mean, I don't mind Wolfenstein, at least I don't think I do. I've played like a handful of like the more recent Wolfenstein games for like last generation. Would have been the generation before. No, actually would have been. Oh no, we are in this generation now, so it's the Xbox Series and the PS5. So it would have been 2 generations away on the 360. I remember playing a demo of Wolfenstein actually on the 360. I didn't think it was that bad, but I obviously didn't go out of my way to buy it. excuse me. And so yeah, I don't think I minded it. You know, I like a good old modern first-person shooter nowadays, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. And for the price I bought it for, £8, it's alright. I think I'll probably get what I paid for, and then probably then some. Who knows? Right, next up is another PS4 game. That is Oddworld Soulstorm. Apparently the Day 1 Audition, which I think is quite funny. This is the beautiful steelbook version. There we go. You can see Abe's hand tattoo and his Shike-Roll tattoo on his chest. Really enjoyed Oddworld New and Tasty. I think that played really well. So if this plays just as well as that and is also as good as Oddworld Abe's Exodus, you've got to make sure you pronounce it properly, because I know it's a play on the word Exodus, but it's Exodus. So Oddworld Abe's Exodus. So if it's as good as both of those games, I know I'm in for a good time. Right, next up, a Wii game. As you can see, House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I bought this purely for House of the Dead 2, because as we know, that is the best House of the Dead. I was a little concerned about buying this, because I thought to myself, oh no, it's going to have Wii controls, isn't it? So I'm just going to end up carrying a cursor on the screen and not feeling like I'm actually shooting accurately. But there is an option actually to turn off the cursor, so it actually makes it look like and feel like you're shooting properly, so it wasn't too bad. I don't think this cost me much either. I love the fact that the manual looks like G's file book. Actually, I haven't looked through this properly. Does it have... no, it doesn't. It doesn't have like G's notes like he would have had in House of the Dead 2. But I don't think this actually cost me much. I think this was only a tenner. That does seem to be the going rate for House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return at the moment. Right, that's the games normally taken care of. So let's just pop these in a neat, tidy pile. Right, next up, we've got a trio of interesting accessories and what have you. We'll show off this Switch game. That is Cabela's The Hunt Championship Edition. I think, if I remember rightly, this was about £20. I got it from CEX, and they were actually quite grateful that someone bought it and was giving it a good home. That's always the theory anyway. I've played a couple of like the hunting games on the arcade, like deer hunting, that kind of thing. So I thought to myself, this is bound to be a laugh, if nothing else. I must admit, it's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, because you can use the gyro controls in the Switch Joy-Cons to move your shotgun around and what have you, and aim and shoot and blah blah blah. Honestly, I don't think they work so well. If this, I don't doubt for a second, I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't doubt for a second there's probably a Cabela's game on the Wii, which probably works a lot better than this Switch game. So, only slightly disappointing. I mean, you can just use the controls normally. But other than that, it's alright. I mean, I haven't dedicated a hell of a lot of time to it. I think I may have played it for an afternoon. It wasn't too bad, to be fair, so I probably just need to get into it a little bit more, but I probably am just going to be like, you know what, the motion controls are a bit iffy, I'll just sort of leave it there. Right, next up, this is something that was originally sold out, and then they managed to get a few more, and I'm like, right, I'm having it, because I'm not missing out again. And that is adapters for the Mega SG. And these adapters allow you to play, if I just quickly lift them up, there we go. Look at those beauties. Look at those beauts. Yeah, they allow you to play Game Gear games, cards, and the Mark III SG 1000 cartridges on the Mega SG. And I rather like these. They're simplistic yet stylish. I rather like them. Primarily, I bought this for the Game Gear adapter because I don't have any Master System cards at the moment, and trying to buy Mark III and SG 1000 cartridges, I'd have to remortgage this house. Yeah, those kind of cartridges are quite expensive, so for the time being I'm just using this for Game Gear games. The box itself is really nice. It's like very sleek. It's got a kind of a soft velvety feel, you know, a really premium box. Pretty similar to the Mega SG. Right, finally guys, this is the main event, and this is a very cheeky item. I didn't think I'd actually get hold of something like this, but I found one cheap enough, shall we say, and that is a Super Wildcard for the Super Nintendo. This is a floppy disk copier, which allows you, as I've just actually explained, to copy your cartridge games onto floppy disk, pretty much making homebrew backups. And yeah, it's a rather funky little machine, to be fair. It doesn't come with a silver disk drive. The drive that was in it, it works well enough, but it was struggling on a few of the discs. I don't know if it was the fault of the discs or the drive itself, but it just kind of like, you know what, I don't want to play anymore. So I got a new disc drive in there. It takes pretty much any bog standard disc drive, just to open it up and slot it straight in. And I'm glad I opened it up actually, because there was a capacitor inside which had leaked. It was pretty much crystal at that point, so I took that out, which I think it saves, like, it's responsible for keeping saved data on this machine. So now that I've gotten rid of it, that's obviously not a case. I think, you know, I haven't gone too deep into this thing as far as the specs are concerned, but I did actually make a few cheeky discs, to be fair. You know, I got a handful of floppy disks, so, you know, I thought I'd use them wisely, and I made Super Mario World, Super Castlevania, A Legend of Zelda. This is one of the games that I don't think I can save on. You make a new game, and I don't think it saves to it. I'll have to quickly recheck that. Mortal Kombat, and Axelay. You know, I thought to myself, you know, I could just write the names on there, or I could just, like, make sort of, like, basic fancy artwork on them, and that's pretty much what I did. So there we go, guys. That's the first of 2 or 3 videos of my latest pickups over the last year and a half. So, yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves.